Hello. This segment introduces students to similarities and differences between a Japanese-style home and homes in Australia. The aim is to help students understand how people in Japan use living spaces and why it's different to Australia. You could use this video to supplement your language program, perhaps at the start of a lesson or within it. It could be used by groups of students while you work with others who could benefit from focused teaching. It could also be viewed at home to introduce or reinforce language or concepts.
皆さん、こんにちは. Have you ever visited someone's home in another country? Did you notice anything different to homes in Australia? There are always some things that are the same too. What do you think they are? Today we're going to look at some of the typical features of a Japanese home. 始めましょう. Japan is about 20 times smaller than Australia, but keep in mind that they have about 100 million more people than we do in Australia. Many people in Japan live in small apartments because space is so limited. Some people live in houses. Two big differences in Japanese homes from those in Australia are that shoes are not worn inside and that at least one room is designed in the Japanese style washitsu with a tatami floor. The genkan, or entrance, is the place for removing, storing and putting on shoes. People put on slippers for indoors after they take off their shoes. Shoes are then usually lined up with the front of the shoe pointing towards the door, or in some houses they're put away in the kutsubako, the shoe cabinet. It's important to remove your shoes when entering a home and avoid getting the floor dirty. This is because Japanese people have the custom of eating meals sitting on the tatami mats on the floor. They also lay out the futon on which they sleep on the tatami floor. A tatami mat is made out of dried straw. Traditional, very old, Japanese houses have a tatami room, which is called a washitsu. Let's try saying each of these words. Tatami. Washitsu. A kotatsu is a low table with a removable top. Attached to the underside of the table is an electric heater. The table frame is covered with a quilt, and the tabletop goes on this. Feet and legs are kept warm in winter by the heater and quilt while eating or watching TV. The quilt is removed in summer. Zabuton, a cushion, is used instead of a chair. Let's say the words. Kotatsu. Zabuton. Because of the lack of space in a country with so many people, the living room, where people might sit, eat, drink and watch TV, also becomes a bedroom when the furniture is moved to the sides, so that the futon, Japanese-style bed, can be laid out. Many Japanese people still use a soft, thick mattress and quilt called a futon to sleep on. During the day, it's folded up and stored in a cupboard with sliding doors. Try the word for a Japanese-style bed. Futon. The kitchen, daidokoro, is a space just for preparing meals, like we have in our homes. It is usually a small space compared with kitchens in many Australian homes. Now you try the word. Daidokoro. The toire is also usually a small space in a Japanese home. Many Japanese toilets are very high-tech. They have buttons to press for washing and drying. They can also have a sink on top, so that the water you wash your hands with can be reused when the toilet is flushed. Isn't that a great way of saving precious water and space by not needing a sink on the wall? Try the Japanese word for toilet. Toire. Did you know some Japanese words are borrowed from other languages? This one's from English. There are special slippers to wear in the toilet so that you aren't wearing your house slippers when using the toilet. This is the furoba, bathroom. There is an area for washing your body, then the bathtub for soaking. Firstly, you wash your hair and body outside the ofuro, bathtub, washing yourself down with a handheld shower as you sit on a small stool. Then you soak in the ofuro, filled with hot water to warm your body. You don't wash in the ofuro, as the hot water inside the tub is shared by the family. After you finish, you keep the hot water so the next person can use it. Another great way to save water because you're already clean before you get in. Let's say the words. Furoba, ofuro. We're going to read a story about a ninja hiding out in a Japanese house. Have you ever heard of a ninja? That's a kind of mysterious secret agent or spy that lived in Japan long ago. In the story, Where's Ninja?, we search the house to see where he's hiding. See if you can remember some of the words for parts of a home. Listen out for words borrowed from English. They should be easy for you to work out. Use the pictures in the storybook to help you work out the meaning of the Japanese words.
Where's Ninja?
忍者はどこですか？玄関です。忍者はどこですか？台所です。忍者はどこですか？和室です。座布団があります。座布団は緑です。寿司を食べます。お茶を飲みます。忍者はどこですか？リビングルームです。ソファーがあります。ソファーは大きいです。テレビを見ます。忍者はどこですか？お風呂です。シャワーがあります。お風呂があります。好きです。
What a fun story! Which Japanese words did you recognise for the parts of a Japanese home? Did you recognise genkan, daidokoro, washitsu, furoba? Maybe you could create signs for these in Japanese and place them in similar areas in your own home. Then your family can learn these Japanese words too. Mata ne!
For details on how this segment relates to the Australian curriculum Japanese, refer to our segment overview.